Yeah, time now to say hello to our guests who, in their school days, look like this.
Wow.
Can you guess who it is? It is, of course, the comedian Russell Howard and actor Powley.
Ah, super cute.
Really
I look
cute.
like Harry Potter's German pen pal.
No, you just look like somebody dressed as Russell Howard for World Book Day.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
You know.
we were just talking about 500 words there. Was young Russell was a big reader?
Young Russell, I loved it, yeah. I remember, you know that feeling when you're about 7 and you can read in your own head? I remember that excitement. I couldn't quite believe the words were going in my
your
head.
head,
I
yeah.
didn't have to say them out loud.
Yeah,
nice.
true. Belle, what about yourself?
I'm the Harry Potter generation.
Okay,
so
yeah.
it was just, I was queuing up midnight Waterstones for the next one to come out.
Was that
and
when
then
they came
reading
out?
all overnight, in one night.
So there were like loads of kids just walking
Yeah.
around dressed as wizards. Imagine seeing that on the way back home from a pub. You're like,
Belle, we're going to talk all about your new play in just a sec. But first, Russell, you've been meeting lots of famous faces and talking about the stuff that they treasure.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this, then?
So I've got a podcast called Wonderbox, and the whole idea of it is, you know, like Room 101,
Yeah.
the TV show. So it's like a reverse version of that, where people talk about the things they love.
Nice.
It's really nice. It's fun, and it's like this little oasis of loveliness where people just chat about things. It could be anything. It could be, you know, a noise, a person, a smell, food, like cotton buds.
And do they bring stuff?
Sometimes they bring them.
Yeah,
Sometimes
nice.
it's stories. You know, and there's been lots of. One of my favourites was, do you know, the comedian Guz Khan?
Yeah.
His was butter. He really likes butter because when he was a kid, he only ever had margarine, and his neighbours had butter. So he broke into their house and was caught eating butter by his neighbours. Okay. So it reminded him of that urge to steal.
Yeah.
And does he eat it on its own?
He was caught eating butter on its
that's
own.
quite a lot, isn't it?
Behind a sofa, like a cat that had lost it. Just
And we should add, please do not break into anyone's home.
no, don't.
And eat their butter.
Absolutely.
Definitely, just have it on toast as well.
Yeah.
And Belle, what would you choose for your Wonderbox?
I've bought you something.
Have you?
Oh, go on.
Yeah. Okay, this from my Wonderbox. Can you see it?
What is that?
It's a tiny... So, my first ever film was a film called Diary of a Teenage Girl, and it was with an amazing actress called Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, of course.
And she gave this to me as a gift. I think it's meant to represent my character, the girl. But I keep a hold of it, and it's so special to me because it reminds me of that feeling the feeling I had of doing a job for the
Starting out.
first time, that excitement.
Either that or she was making you smuggle something.
Yeah.
What exactly? Can I ask just what exactly?
It's a tiny woman.
It's just a
it's a
tiny-
brooch, but it's
Oh,
a
it's a
tiny
brooch.
it's a tiny
Okay, fine.
lady. It reminds me, like, basically not to get jaded with age, because you know
That is lovely.
it was
nice.
my first job.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Well, look, Russell, 2014. We'll go back to then. You had a tour, Wonderbox.
I did.
So is this kind of where the idea grew from, or did you just like the name? Or?
It comes from, there's a German tradition where it's called a Wunderkammer, where basically German families have a Wonderbox and it's full of like trinkets. So it might be like, that would be perfect to put in there, and you'd be able to tell your grandchildren, this is when grandmother first did an acting job. Oh, it's amazing. So that's the premise of it. It kind of comes from this little German tradition, and I thought it'd be a really cool idea.
Ah,
really
wicked.
like
And you're taking the podcast, of course, to Edinburgh Fringe.
That's right.
Which is very exciting. Although I always wonder how people can do it. I mean, you know, you're a master of these things, but how do you change it for a live environment like that?
Well, the great thing about an audience is they make you instantly aware of how boring you are. Like, as a comedian, if you hear silence, you're like, well, this is not going great. And then, so having a live crowd, I think it might make it less introspective, but I think it'll make it funnier.
Yeah.
And also, the crowd will get involved, and, you know, there'll be kind of heckles, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
exciting thing.
Nice.
Well, you're putting yourself to the test because then in the afternoon slot, you're
Yes.
testing out new material.
I am, which is my favourite thing to do. It's like when you have... I haven't done a tour for 6 months, so I've just got new material, and it's so exciting going to a room, sometimes with notes, trying out stuff. And a laugh basically is a way of figuring out if you're not mad, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've just been sat at home for 6 months, writing little notes in my phone, and then you try them out, and you're like, oh, that works. It's really exciting.
Wow, fantastic. Well, look, there are new episodes of Wonderbox out every Wednesday, and tickets to see Russell's Edinburgh shows are available now, so go and get them.
Now, breaking Olympics news.
Oh.
Yeah. In the last couple of minutes, Tom Daley and Helen Glover have been announced as the flag bearers for Great Britain.
Wow,
I think we
very
should have
good.
applause. Yes.
Fantastic.
They will do us all proud at the opening ceremony, which you'll be able to watch on BBC One this Friday from 5:45. Now then, you won't be squeezing much Olympics in, Belle, because you've got your new play, The Real Thing. What can you tell us then about the plot of the play?
The Real Thing is about love and relationships and how you know if a relationship is the real thing. Is it something that just happens to you, or is it something that you have to learn and navigate and work through? And the play starts off with two married couples, and we slowly realise that one person from each couple are having an affair with each other. Oh. And it's about kind of how they navigate their relationship that was born out of adultery.
Wow.
See, I love this already.
It's juicy.
It's really juicy. But you've got your work cut out for you here, because obviously you play the character Annie.
Yeah.
Right? But you're playing the character Annie, who is an actor.
Yeah.
So is it weird being an actor playing an actor?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's really weird because obviously I'm playing Annie, but in the play, Annie is in a play. So I'm acting an actor who's acting another part. And that's actually a really fun element of the play. 4 characters are actors and 1 is a playwright. So there's this whole play within a play element. So the audience are constantly guessing, is this real or is this fiction?
And are the audience playing the role of audience? Or
Hopefully.
really go for it.
It sounds
Hopefully they don't start
brilliant.
heckling.
You know, lots of famous names have played Annie in the past. So like Felicity Kendall, Glenn Close, Maggie Gyllenhaal there. Does that put extra pressure, or are you doing it Belle's way?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
It's definitely extra pressure. And also it's written by Tom Stoppard, who's one of our greatest playwrights.
We're going to mention Tom Stoppard as well, where we were actually.
Well, it's not the first time you've starred in a Tom Stoppard play, is it?
It's not. I actually starred in Arcadia, which is another of his amazing plays, when I was... God, there I am.
Did you know we had this?
No.
No, look at that.
I was 18.
I can't believe you're 18. You honestly look about 8.
Yeah, I was 18 playing a child, and so it feels really special to be revisiting his work now as a grown-up. Yeah, so that's something really special about that kind of full circle.
We also love you on the television. I mean, you've done loads of brilliant stuff, and of course you get invited to these big do's and you do a lot of red carpet. Is it right that you always FaceTime your mum before you do a red carpet?
Well, the real truth is I probably FaceTime my mum like a few times a day anyway. But yeah, red carpets are nerve-wracking. So yeah, she's a calming presence.
Yeah,
What does your mum... I'm interested to know, what does your mum exactly say? What calms your nerves?
I don't know, calm down.
Yeah.
Imagine them naked.
Yeah, that's a classic.
But I mean, Russell, you travelled around the world with your mum. Presumably you guys have been on red carpets together, right?
We did one red carpet, and it was because my sister was in a film called There you go. And look, all 3 of us staring at different cameras. But yeah, my sister was in a film, and there was right at the end of the film, my sister had to kiss a very old man.
Oh.
And, I don't know if you've drawn up a list of things you don't ever want to see, but that was top of the list.
Kind of
And my
top of
mum
the
was going,
list.
"This is amazing. Look at this." She was so giddy.
Oh.
But yeah, really
Well,
weird.
that
Is it
incredible.
right that you and your sister are quite competitive?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, me, Kerry, and Daniel quite competitive. Like that rowing, those 2 brothers, we couldn't do that. Absolutely.
Why couldn't you do it?
Just we'd just be out of sync.
Yeah.
Just because we'd be rowing, not rowing.
Rowing, not rowing, I see.
But didn't you run the marathon together?
We did. We started off together, and then I just got so bored I had to finish it, and just kind of ran away from him. And it had already been a weird day because we were in this sort of celebrity sort of paddock. And I don't know if you know about running, but things chafe and it's all tough. So you have Vaseline to kind of deal with your various bits.
The bits,
and bobs.
yeah.
So if you know that, fine. If you don't, my brother was walking around. He went up to Princess Beatrice with some Vaseline and went, "You'll need some of this." Now, if you know what it's for, fine. If you don't, that's worrying.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
200 years ago, we'd have been in the tower.
That is, I mean, what about yourself, Belle? Are you competitive at all like that?
Well, I'm not a sporty person at all. I'm the kind of person, someone throws a ball at me, I just duck.
Right.
So, no, I actually don't think I am that competitive.
Well, that's good.
No.
Well, you've got far bigger things going on right now, including an incredible play, isn't that right?
Tickets to Belle's play The Real Thing at the Old Vic Theatre in London are available now. I'm booking Belle. Sounds
Yes, we
brilliant.
are indeed. We've had some wonderful messages. This from Mark says, Russell's really hilarious. I've never had the pleasure of seeing him live, but I'm a fan And he's always topical.
Topical.
There's a lot going on.
Paula says, Belle was amazing in A Small Light. Such a fabulous perspective on the story of Anne Frank. I concur. Very brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, look, that is it for tonight. A huge thank you to all of our guests.
We'll be back tomorrow with singing superstar Katy Perry. So send in your questions and your messages and we'll put them to you, to her even. See you then. Bye.